this is a follow-up to an Instagram TV episode I made last year, which was all about my camera gear. It's almost been a year since then, so I figured why not take you through what I'm using right now. So this is a very gear heavy video. I myself always get curious about other people's camera gear and always want to know what people are shooting with, especially when you're doing a lot of traveling. What's the best to take? Because sometimes I want to pack really light and I don't want to take too much gear. Other times you need more. I'm always talking with all my friends about what they have, what they're currently using, what works best for them, because everyone's situation is different. Today I'm going to talk to you about the gear I'm currently using in this rucksack on this trip. I'm currently in Stockholm, Sweden. Working on a video with Red Bull. This video in particular requires me to have a little bit more gear than normal. So for a trip like this, the bag I would bring is my biggest bag, which is a Low Pro Tactic. I really like this bag for big trips because I can fit so much in it, but it's heavy. This is the bag. I'm just gonna take stuff out of it and talk through what we're using. So first of all, let's talk about cameras. I'm shooting this on my Sony a7S Mark II. It's a mirrorless camera, so it's very light and portable. And on it, I have a 24. I currently have a 24-70 Canon 2.8, so I've got like that nice bokeh feel. This has become my main shooter. This is like my main setup that I'm using. Sorry to interrupt, I just realized in the whole video I never mentioned what microphone I use. I use a Rode VideoMic Pro. It's a shotgun mic. It's okay. I want to upgrade to the VideoMic Pro Plus, because the benefit is when you plug it into the camera, it automatically turns on and it charges off the camera. This one, you have an external battery, you have to turn it on, so sometimes you can forget to turn it on and you don't record audio. So that's the mic I use. Back to the rest of the video. I also have an additional camera, which is another Sony. It's the A7R II. This is more for photography, but in this case I'm just using it for video. The downsides compared to the S is it's not as good in low light, and I don't think I can shoot at a higher frame rate than 60 frames per second, but that's okay because I'm not really going higher than that. And I have a 16-35mm lens on it, so this is the widest lens I have. It's really good for just the vloggy, talking to camera sort of bits when I'm out and about, just like, hey, this is what I'm up to, this is what I'm doing, this is how I feel about this subject. So this is an additional body with the 16-35 lens. One downside I have found on this trip with using an R, because the sensor on the A7R is so big, it's for photography, but the file sizes on my computer are just insane. It took ages to export, so that's just like a post problem. And then we have the brand new Joby 3K Pro Gorilla Pod. This is always when I'm out and about on this camera here. This is my favorite Joby tripod right now. It's brand new and it's made of aluminium, but it's the size of the 3K, so it's smaller than my old 5K that I used to use, but it's as strong. And then this is the tripod I have on this trip. It's a lightweight Manfrotto B3 tripod. It's carbon fiber and it's super easy to carry around. I'm doing a lot of interviews on this trip, so it's really handy to have this as well as the Gorilla Pod, because I can just have both cameras set up. This shoot, we're filming a lot of people playing sports, lots of action shots, and I want to get some really close detailed stuff, so I've brought this is a Canon 70-200 2.8 telephoto lens. This thing is a beast. It's very heavy. It just kind of sits in my bag. Most of the time I just use the 16-35, but on this trip we have 16-35, 24-70 and 70-200, so we're covering all the focal lengths. This is my stabilizer. This is possibly my favorite camera at the moment. This little guy. DJI Osmo Pocket. When I travel, I want a nice stabilizer. I want to get some nice smooth shots when we're out, but I don't want to bring like a Ronin or a Zion crane. So I like to go as compact as I can. Angelo showed me the footage that he shot on this on his trip in Egypt, and I was blown away. So you can either just shoot it straight like this, or I can plug it straight into my phone and I can dial in the settings on my phone and use my phone as a display. The audio isn't incredible on it, but I don't really shoot too much talking to camera shots with this. Besides that, I love it. It's a great little thing and it just fits straight in my pocket. This is my drone. It's the Mavic Air. So small, it's like the size of my phone when it's folded up. It does the job. It's not incredible in built up areas. I think the Mavic Pro 2 is the next drone that I will go for. This does the job for me. So I have that and then the remote plus 2 extra batteries. And I'm sorted, that's enough for the day before I charge up. I normally will only fly at most 3 times a day. I think that's it for camera gear. I have some additional, I have a little Manfrotto light that I travel with. This is just to light up rooms occasionally. These are my editing headphones. These are Audio Technica. These are great for editing. I don't think they're noise cancelling, but they cancel out a lot of noise, which is great. I use Lacy hard drives. This is a 4 terabyte one. This is kind of all I will need for a trip. So I just keep one of these on me with USB-C. USB-C could transfer files quicker. Tom's sunglasses, because you know, a little bit of sun. Battery pack, Joby accessories for lights. I think I have a GoPro in here somewhere, but I haven't used my GoPro maybe ever. And then I have a few other little bits, and then my editing setup. So I have my MacBook Pro, like adapters for it, battery charging stations, drone charging, like this little low pro bag for like accessories. I also have this Manfrotto roller, which doubles up as a camera bag if you want it to, but I've taken it out because for this trip I just need clothes and then my extra camera bag. That's kind of my setup. It's not, I don't think it's too over the top. It's all kind of compact. My bag is a little heavy on this trip with just these extra lenses. But besides that, this is just kind of everything I need to get the job done. So that's what I'm currently using on this trip as of mid-2019, but I'll link all my gear in the description if you're interested in purchasing any of it. If you have any questions, please just feel free to leave a comment below. I would love to know what you're currently using, because I'm always up for switching things out, changing them up. I really want to try some of the G Master lenses, because at the moment I've got an adapter on this which doesn't allow for autofocus, which is a bit of a shame. So if I move, if I go back here, I'm probably not in focus, which is a little bit of a pain, especially when you don't have a display screen. Thank you for watching. Check out the video I made from Stockholm with Red Bull. It's really cool.
And when you think of a startup, you probably think of this place, Silicon Valley. But have a look at these companies. What do they all have in common? They don't come from Silicon Valley. They come from here. This is the tech hub of Europe, and I have no idea why.